How's it going, everyone? This is another edition. Welcome back to the channel of Away Days with Dino, how you doing? If you're listening on Podbean. If you're watching on YouTube. I'm also going to be updating this as well onto my TikTok channel as well, which is Away Days Sports. So keep a lookout for that one as well. I hope you've all been well and good. Wasn't able to do these two podcast episodes I'm going to be doing today for my 2 cents anyway, purely because I moved. I've moved to another part of London, and I wasn't able to do anything over the weekend. However, I did watch both Arsenal and the Atlanta Falcons. So if you are fans of both of these two teams, you will feel happy, but at the same time very, very disappointed um, in regards to how both teams performed. I thought I would start off with the disappointment first, just to get out of the way, because um, it just needs to be out of the way. And I was deciding after the game yesterday, should I do it first or should I do it after the Arsenal match? And I thought, no, let me get this one out of the way, because get the disappointment out of the way, because then at least I can then talk about something a bit more positive afterwards in regards to both these two teams, which I follow. Atlanta, I don't know what to think anymore. I know what needs to. I feel I know. It's just disappointment, isn't it? My fellow Falcon fans, it's just pure disappointment. Um, you would have expected to have some sort of reaction after the bye week and after the disappointing game that we had before, and we've come out. Okay, we had the opening drive, came out a bit more with intent, but still the same news. Um, it was just a dire performance across all three levels of the game, offensively, defensively, special teams as well. It was all just an absolute disappointment yesterday. Um, and it's looking like the division could be choked. Um, we played a team which, the Chargers, they got good team, they got good players in there and everything, but, I feel that we could have got at them. They're a team that could be got at. And I'm just disappointed in I'm disappointed more so. I didn't think Atlanta could outdo themselves in regards to um, performances, but this one has actually really taken up a level, and I'm so disappointed. And I know, like I said, I know there's others out there who are going to be disappointed as well. This game was bad. Just decision making was some of the worst decision making I've seen. I said last time out that it's probably against the Broncos. It's probably the suckiest performance that I've seen. This one, this season, is right up there. Um, I don't want to spend too much time on this game in terms of this ball, because everyone who I've seen has said the exact same thing. Near enough, certain people need to be traded. There's rumors that people are going to get traded. It, I don't know. I'm We've been putting up with this for how long? And before I read the stats out, I'm just going to say, and I don't know, Arthur Blank will never see me with this, but Arthur Blank needs to let the fans, the players, the coaches know what he wants to do, what he wants for this team, what he wants for this organization, what he wants for this franchise. He needs to let everyone know what his vision is for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, you started doing that by building the stadium, which I believe is one of the best stadiums in the league. I think we can all agree with that. But where do we go next with it? What do you want? Like, because it feels like it's just a case of that these players just show up to play a game and then that's it. It feels like there's no connection. There's no connection with fans. There's I think a lack of culture within the Falcons setup right now. Um, and it's been like that for a good few years. Even beforehand with the team that we've got now, very very average players on big salaries, earning big money. Okay, but yesterday there was little things I saw in the play where there was just a lack of concentration. I don't know if there was one play um, where Kirk signalled out to Drake London to hike over. He had to do it twice because he didn't pay attention. Now he done it the first time. He had to do it again 2-3 seconds later. By then, the defense is already seeing what's happening, and I saw it happen. I thought to myself, right, that's going to Drake London. Drake London's going to get it. He already had two players on him. He lost yardage. Things like that shouldn't be happening. Kirk Cousins, the less said about yesterday's performance, the better. Okay, yeah, he threw 39 pass attempts he made, 4 interceptions. That's not good. Many fans are calling for Peanuts to come in and take over. Now there's rumours that he could be traded. Who knows? But there is a distinct lack of culture within this organisation. You build your foundations at the bottom. You started, like I said, you've done that with the stadium. Now you want to build up more to say, right, that stadium is built for a championship side. I'm not saying that Atlanta are entitled to win the Super Bowl because we haven't won one, but a stadium of that level compared to other stadiums in the league, that sophistication should be saying, right, this is our stadium. Now we want a team that can make it a fortress, make it an intimidating atmosphere for visiting teams. They've not done that. Teams come to Atlanta and they're comfortable, and it's a frustrating thing. Like I said, I think something needs to change. It's just the same thing all around, and I don't think it really matters who you bring in as a coach. It's still going to be the same thing, you know. Yeah. That's my 2 cents on it. In regards to what I think. In terms of the stats, I mean, I'm looking at the stats now, and offensively, it's just Kirk Cousins threw 39 passes, 24 for 39 for 245 yards, and he threw 4 interceptions. One of them was for a pick six. The other one, I don't know where he was throwing to, and I will not be ashamed to admit, I was watching that Uptown. That angered me because why are you throwing it into the end zone where someone's triple coverage? Number one, and two, if you see the replay again, you'll see that Bijan Robinson is right here to his left. He could have thrown the ball to Bijan. Bijan's in, clear as day, and that would have made us take a lead in the game. But I think after that, the heads just dropped and it was gone. It was done. Rushing, Bijan Robinson, 26 attempts for 102 yards and 1 touchdown. So he had a good day, another good day on the ground. Alger, 8 for 16. Kirk Cousins had 1 for 3. Ray McLeod and Drake London both got -2, -3 after 1 attempt. Receiving again, no, there was no receiving touchdowns. Ray McLeod had 4 completions for 95 yards. Drake London 9 for 86. Bijan 6 for 33. Darnell Mooney 3 for 20. Again, 39 pass attempts, and not one of them was thrown to Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is not even on the stat here. Well, he is. He was targeted twice, but his numbers are all 0 across the board. No completions, no yards, no touchdown, no longest gain, nothing. So you have to start asking questions in regards to Kyle Pitts. Has he not been given enough time? Has he not been utilised properly? Or is he a bust? Or is he a mixture of all three? It's a bit of a shame in that regard. Surprisingly though, from what I remember. I mean, Koo, he missed a field goal. The less said about that, the better. But surprisingly, um, the D line had a good game. That's the one thing you can take. It just shows that they can get to the quarterback. Okay, some teams may not have as good of an offensive line as others, but um, they got to the quarterback a good few times. There was one, two, three, four, five. There was 5 sacks yesterday. Um, so we can get there. So that's the one shine. That's one silver lining of the clouds, as I say, which we can take away from the game, but still, it's still a disappointment. Um, so where does that leave us? Atlanta have now lost 3 games in a row, where we was in complete and utter control of this division. Going 4 weeks back, when we were 6-3, just before we went into the bye week. The problem now is that Tampa Bay are now starting to sneak up, and they won yesterday as well. They won in overtime, I believe, against the Panthers, and now they're starting to catch up. I believe now they're now game behind. However, we still have the tiebreak over them, so effectively, it's effectively a game and a half advantage that we have. But they have a easier run in, and next week we are away to the Vikings, who themselves have a decent season. So Atlanta have a lot to do this week in training, but in practice. But I don't know how many of you are going to be feeling any sort of any belief in this team right now. It's looking like Atlanta might just drop, and if that does happen, what do we do and where do we go from here? Because the way things are, and I said this yesterday, Atlanta is just a bona fide average NFL team. And it hurts me to say, because I know that this team can do more. With the players that they've got, they're more than capable of doing more. Yeah, it's a bitter pill to swallow in these last few weeks. A very, very hard pill to swallow, and just a lot of disappointment, but what can you do? But, guys, I wasn't going to say too much of this game because I know we were disappointed with it. But yeah, the final score was Los Angeles Chargers 17, the Atlanta Falcons 13. In regards to the records, Atlanta are now 6-6. For any Chargers fans who are listening out there, you guys are now 8-4, so you're looking very solid for a playoff spot at the moment. You're in a tough division as well, considering that you've got the Chiefs up there who've just qualified for the playoffs themselves. Now they're the first team to do so this season. But you're in a tough division with Denver as well. So, I wish both Denver and the Chargers the best luck in that aspect because they both beat us. But and from our neck of the woods, we have a lot to do. So I suppose we can continue to rise up, which we can do as best we can. But anyway, guys, that's me. Another edition of my 2 cents involving the Atlanta Falcons. You're listening to Dino on Podbean, and you're watching me and listening to me on YouTube as well. Take care. Have a good one. See you next week for the next Falcons game, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.